that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the third installment of the Spider-Verse franchise. The first two installments, by the way, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, I'll die on this hill. They're the two best Spider-Man movies ever made. I don't even think relatively close. I think those are easily the two best Spider-Man movies ever made. The third one was supposed to come out, I think, in March of this year.
Yeah.
Like a while ago. It was supposed to come out like 8-9 months ago. Now we're finding out, it ain't ever going to come out in 2025. It's not coming out in 2025 either. At earliest, it's going to come out in 2026. And today, a really interesting headline. Sony has just announced who the directors of the movie are. Wait a minute. This movie was supposed to come out 8 months ago. You're telling me you had a release date and this thing was coming out 8 months ago and you didn't even know who the directors were? We're only finding out who the directors are now? Anyway, this comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter. It writes, Beyond the Spider-Verse sets directors Bob Persichetti and Justin K. Thompson. They will direct the new movie. They wrote this. They said, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse has caught a pair of directors in its web. Spider-Verse vets Bob Persichetti and Justin K. Thompson will share duties on the third chapter in the trilogy, The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. Persichetti was among the co-directors of the 2018 Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and worked as an executive producer on 2022 Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Thompson was production designer on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and eventually joined Joaquin Dos Santos and Kemp Powers as directors on the second film, I should say, which earned $690.5 million globally. The animated films, which voice stars Shameik Moore as Spider-Man / Miles Morales, have been praised for their visual inventiveness and helped raise the bar for superhero films. Okay. I am a little confused here. And maybe there's some things that are eluding me, and that's fine. But a couple of years ago, when I was at CinemaCon and Lord and Miller took the stage, they basically kind of implied the way they talked, it sounded like, because Across the Spider-Verse hadn't come out yet. They were getting ready to release Across the Spider-Verse. But it sounded like Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse were like all mapped out. They're all written out. There was even some talk that some work had already begun on Beyond the Spider-Verse, the third film, before the second one even came out. The movie was set to release a baby ago in the beginning of the 2024. And now we're finding out who the directors were. Now, of course, we had things like pandemic shift schedules around, Hollywood strike shift schedules around. Get it. Totally get it. Why are we only finding out now who the directors are, though? That seems fairly odd to me. Are they further behind on Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse than even I was worried about? Because they have now confirmed, that Deadline article did confirm that it's not coming out anytime in 2025. So this thing's going to be minimum 2 years late, maybe more. Because if we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Hey guys, it's John here. You know, as kids, we're always learning new things, whether it's how to ride a bike, play an instrument, or even ace that math test. But as adults, it seems like we lose a bit of that natural curiosity. When was the last time you learned something new just for the fun of it? Like new skills, a new language, or maybe just how to finally beat your best friend at that game. You know, therapy can be a fantastic way to reconnect with that sense of wonder. It's like going back to school, but this time it's for you. It's about learning new coping skills, setting boundaries, and empowering yourself to become the best version of you. And the best part, it's not just for those who have experienced major trauma. It's for anyone looking to grow and learn more about themselves. If you've ever thought about starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's completely online, making it super convenient and flexible to fit into your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a quick questionnaire and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist who fits your needs. Plus, if things aren't clicking, you can always switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. So rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. Take the first step to being your best self. Chris, this is my worry. If they're just announcing the directors now, did they totally scrap what they had for this? Have they gone back to the drawing board? Are they much further behind than we even thought they were? Or is this much ado about nothing? How do you see this? As somebody specifically who's worked in animation and as a voice performer yourself, How do you interpret all this?
You know, when we were talking about, hey, the voice actors still don't know when they're scheduled to come in and all of that, I wasn't nervous, and now I am. Because just now having our directors announce, the CinemaCon presentation made it seem like they were Lord of the Ringsing this. It seemed like this was this continuous project that they were just already making the animation for it, that they were just moving along on the next one. And that clearly is not the case here. This is something that really does give me pause, and it definitely is going to be delayed, like you said, minimum 2 years. I mean, if they have to course correct, it makes me really, really nervous. My hope is that maybe because of audience reactions or something like that, this is almost an ugly Sonic moment, right? We're changing the teeth. We're fixing something so that that third film delivers exactly what people are hoping for. I say that, though, too, without them wanting to cater to fan theories or things like that. I want them to tell the story that they intended to tell, but I'm hoping that these shifts and changes are to deliver the best product possible, because there is an immense wait for this trilogy to conclude beautifully.
Especially since we love it so much.
It's so
That's the thing. Like,
good.
it's just that this series is so good.
It's phenomenal. It's the best of Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
There's so many things that these movies have done animation-wise that just continue to blow my mind. Maybe Lord and Miller were a little excited on the stage. Maybe. You know, and they announced something, and then when they went back home, they realized the monumental task they had. And they just want us to give us something good, something that will put the cherry on top of this whole trilogy.
Well, I'm sure they do. Like, I'm sure they want to give us something good. No doubt about that. Every filmmaker wants to give us something good. But, I mean, clearly they thought they could give us something good 2 years earlier than what we're getting.
Well, supposedly Christopher Miller said that these two have been behind the scenes directing. They were just announced recently. That still is just an odd thing, I feel.
Right.
Well, why wouldn't you announce it?
And it was kind of implied before, I remember this. It was implied before that the same directing team that did the second film was also doing the third.
Exactly.
So Chris Miller's saying they were always the directors. I don't think that's quite true. Always since when?
Yeah.
Because it was implied that the same directors who did the second one were doing the third. And so clearly at some point that changed. Again, listen, the reason I sound disappointed and upset is just because I love this franchise so much. What they have done with these first two, and I was a non-believer when they first announced Into the Spider-Verse and I saw the first trailers. I fully admit it. I was a non-believer in it. I didn't like the look of it. I thought it was a bad idea. And then I walked out of the theater having watched it like freaking Paul on the road to Damascus. I was like, the revelation beheld itself unto me. And I was like, this is one of the greatest superhero films ever. And then the second one somehow followed up with such brilliance. And so part of this is just me disappointed. It's like, come on, guys, you said we were getting it early 2022. Yeah. Now we're not even going to get it in 2020. This is starting to feel like Blade.
A little bit. We also have in the chat Renda Creator saying, hi, I'm a viz dev artist in the animation industry here, but when Spider-Verse 2-3 got announced, I had friends who were working on the second movie who had no idea the third one was in the works. So at least behind the scenes, a lot of people who were actually in the trenches on this film didn't even know that they were continuing
and they were
on.
saying different things from the stage. They were implying different things from the but look,
there's been a lot of clutter going on behind the scenes with these movies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a big thing to actually get a hold of.
I can't help but wonder if the delay might not hurt it a little bit, because you had such great momentum coming out of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and now it's literally going to be 3-4 years, maybe more years in between them. I think that might not kill it, but I think it might hurt it a little bit.
Anything that has to do with Spider-Man will never die. There's going to be another generation.
Say that to Craven.
No, I'm just saying anything that has to do with the actual spider webs and like the spider, like this, they could take till 2028. People will just get more excited for it. It's different from other movies, I think, where they waited too long. I'm just feeling more excitement with watching this as time passes. Blade, I don't know.
Well, you got two of these. You didn't get two Blades of the
we'll
new
see
version.
with Blade. So yeah, a double combination of disappointing news. One, that they're only now kind of setting publicly who the directors are, regardless if Chris Miller says, "Oh, they've been the directors the whole time." Since when? But also that news came out that we're not even going to get this movie in 2025. That was supposed to come out in the first part of 2024. Anyway, Whatever you guys think about this, I'm just excited to see it. I'm just bummed that we're not going to see it sooner because I am such a big fan of this franchise. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.